What's up, diggity dogs?
You're watching Fugitive Redeye, and welcome to another episode of Redeye Raw. Today I'll be talking about why I own multiple DVD/Blu-ray/whatever players, right? So, each of them has different purposes. My Blu-ray player is stuck to my desk, the standalone player is. I only have the one standalone Blu-ray player. I typically currently watch Blu-rays on my PS4. I used to watch them on my Xbox One, but the disc drive's kind of gone out on that. But I have used, consoles primarily to watch Blu-rays. But as far as DVD players, I have quite a few. I do also have one standalone VCD player, even though all of my DVD players play VCDs. There's not necessarily a reason to have a VCD player, but I found it at Savers, the thrift store. So I kind of had to because it's cool. I have one standalone VCR of my own. I've got my DVD player that I've region unlocked. That one I primarily use because, that's the one I use the most, to be frank. But the reason I have that one obviously unlocked is because I import a lot of DVDs from other regions, and there's some, hair in my face, so that's, driving me a little nuts. I import a lot of DVDs, so that makes it a lot easier to watch those, because it'll play basically anything that way, right? It'll even play data DVDs, which are not supposed to work on DVD players. And, of course, it plays VCDs, audio CDs, most stuff, right? Obviously doesn't play Blu-rays, because it's just a DVD player, but it also does not play unfinalized discs. So to rectify that, I have a DVD recorder player that I use to watch unfinalized discs. And for those of you unfamiliar with what unfinalized discs are, when you, burn a DVD yourself, you typically have to finalize it to make it work on most DVD players, and a lot of the things that you'll burn them on or record them on have an option to finalize the disc on there. And I've done that in the past, right? The thing is, a lot of the times to finalize something, you have to finalize it on the same exact device you recorded it on. Since my old DVD recorder, which I used to use for that purpose, is broken because I smashed the hell out of it because I got mad. This was back in high school, mind you. I was a lot more temperamental back then. But because that happened, I can't finalize a lot of these discs. But a DVD recorder will still play unfinalized discs, even if they weren't recorded on that disc, on that recorder. So I typically do that. But that one I can't region unlock, so I still have to keep the other one, too. Then, of course, I have my Blu-rays that, the thing is when my Xbox One was working with the disc drive, it plays regular Blu-rays just fine, but it doesn't like Blu-ray Rs. Snowman's Xbox One S does play Blu-ray Rs, as does my PS4. But my PS4 does some weird fucky shit with some of them. For instance, when I was doing that Dr. Slump bootleg, the subtitles aren't the best when you do it on the Xbox One S, but when I put it on my PS4, it doesn't even use all the subtitles. Every other line is missing, and that's kind of frustrating. So with those Blu-ray Rs, if we're using those, I have to use them on different devices depending on which one works the best. I think my standalone player would probably do okay with it, but since that's fused to my fucking desk over there, because, as I've said in a previous video, some Coke or something spilled on it years and years ago and just kind of fused it to the desk, it's kind of a hassle, because that's not where my setup is on that old desk, so I don't really use that player a whole hell of a lot. I've also got a Laserdisc player and a VCR. Obviously, I have those because I need to use those to watch those formats. Somewhere in the basement, I think I also have, a VCR DVD recorder. I used to have one of those forever ago, too. When I talk about, burning DVDs and, things like that, typically what I would do is I would back up my VHSs onto DVDs so I don't wear out the tapes. And I think that was a very good idea. But anyway, so yeah, I have multiple players for multiple purposes. One thing I don't have that I do want to get at some point is a multi-system VCR, because I can't play PAL tapes. I also can't play PAL Laserdiscs. DVDs is fine. Blu-rays is fine, but... Well, actually, no. Blu-rays, I can't play... Well, my PS4, I can change the region of Blu-rays temporarily. But with my PS4, I can't, constantly keep it at a different thing. I have to constantly change it back and forth, and I think you can only do that so many times. I don't have a region-unlocked Blu-ray player, so I don't typically import Blu-rays unless they're from Japan, because Japan uses Region A and NTSC like we do. So Region A is the Blu-ray region that the US has, and it's Region 1 for DVDs. Again, I can play any region and format DVDs. VHSs and Laserdiscs aren't region-locked, but they are format-locked with PAL and NTSC. So I can play any NTSC VHS or Laserdisc, so anything from either the US or Japan. But stuff from like Europe and Australia I can't, with Laserdiscs and VHS. But again, with DVDs it's no problem. Anyway, that's just kind of my thoughts on that. I just thought I'd share in case someone was interested. Hopefully this is a good one. Had us on the webcam today. Toodles.
Looking for cheap thrills, asshole?
Little prick with a big mouth, eh?
You fucking Mackay are all the same. One little sniff of pussy and you lose it.